Hello everybody, welcome back. Mr. Zonker here. Today we are talking about decimals, specifically how to put decimals in order from least to greatest or greatest to least or however other order they want you to do it. So let's review some of our place columns in numbers. Now we know that whole numbers are always bigger than decimals. Decimals are kind of like fractions. They're part of a number. So let's start over here. I just did 1,000. You could go further to the left to 10,000, 100,000, but we're just going to end here. This is the thousands column. So here, since we have a 1 there, this number is worth 1,000. Moving to the right, we have the hundreds column. Here we have 2 hundreds. This is worth 200. Next we have our tens column. We have 110. This is going to be worth 10. And then next, our last whole number, we have our ones column. Here we have 4 ones. This is going to be worth 4. Now we move past our decimal here. Now here we start getting into the parts of numbers. Here we have our tenths column. Each number here is worth 1/10. We have 2, so this is going to be worth 2 tens. Next, we have our hundredths place. Each one here is worth 1 over 100. So this value is 1 over 100. And next, we have our thousandths place. And we have 3 there. This is going to be worth 3 over 1,000. Again, we could keep going to 10,000s, 100,000s, etc., etc., but we're going to end there. So remember, when ordering decimals, you always want to start from the left. The leftmost number is worth the most, whether it's thousands or whether it's tenths, always gets smaller as you move towards the right. Let's take a look at a few examples here. I'm going to circle in red the bigger of the two numbers. So here we have 12.1 and 1.2. So remember, we always want to start with our leftmost number. Now here we have this 1 in the tens column. That's going to be worth 10. Here we don't have a number here. If you don't have a number, it's basically the same as having a 0. So we don't have to go any further because we know that our tens column here is going to be bigger than a number 0 here, which was that really necessary? Some of you might know right off the bat that 12.1 is bigger than 1.2. So our bigger number here would be 12.1. Okay, moving on. Now here in our tens column, we both have a 0. So we're going to have to move past our decimal to our tenths column. Now here we have 4 tenths. Here we have 7 tenths. Now 7 tenths is bigger, so the rest of the numbers do not matter. We already know that 0.714 is going to be bigger than 0.417. Moving on down, we've got 6.1243 and 6.1244. Starting at the tens, these both have a 6. We move to the tenths, they both have a 1. Moving on, they both have 2. Next, they both have 4. Here we have a difference. All the way in the 10,000ths column. Here we have 3 10,000ths. Here we have 4 10,000ths. So our bigger number is going to be this bottom one because 4 is bigger than 3. Alright, for our last example here we have 0.35, 0.353. Again, we have the 3 similar, the 5 similar. And now, remember, when there's something missing, we can always throw on 0. So here, if we put a 0 on there, we can see that the 3 is bigger than the 0, and we have our larger number, 0.353. Now, you may need to order more than 2 numbers, but your process is going to be the same. Find out which one's bigger, which one's smaller, and put them in order accordingly.